There's a moment so small, you don't even feel it teet in that instant. Your future is chosen. Before a thought forms, before you decide, the quantum field has already picked your path. Today, I'll show you how to catch that moment and change everything. We live our lives believing that decisions begin in our conscious mind, that we weigh options, think them through, and then choose. But science has revealed something startling. Your life's direction is often set before you even realize you've made a choice. In the 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin Libet conducted a groundbreaking experiment. Participants were asked to press a button with their left or right hand whenever they felt like it. They were told to note the exact moment they decided. What the scientists found was astonishing brain activity indicating the decision had already begun up to half a second before the participants reported deciding. Half a second doesn't sound like much, until you realize that in the quantum world, it's an eternity. In that sliver of time, the quantum field, the invisible sea of possibilities, has already locked onto a probability. And unless you know how to intervene, you'll simply follow the path your subconscious has already chosen. Here's why this matters. The subconscious mind makes its decisions based on your stored memories, emotions, and vibrational patterns. If those are filled with fear, doubt, or old wounds, the field will keep matching you with outcomes that align with those lower frequencies. That's why some people seem stuck in repeating cycles, same financial struggles, same failed relationships, same health issues. But here's the hopeful part. If you can become aware of that pre-selection moment, you can influence it. You can interrupt the autopilot programming and align your first impulse with the future you want, not the one you fear. Think of it like a train switch in an old railway yard. Once the train passes the fork, it's committed to the track ahead. But in that brief moment before it passes, a single shift can send it toward a completely different destination. In this series of steps, I'll show you how to sense that moment, how to shift your energetic state before the choice crystallizes, and how to consciously program your subconscious so it naturally picks timelines that align with your highest goals. We're about to open a door most people don't even know exists. Right at the moment your brain fires that first subconscious impulse, the quantum field is already listening. It doesn't wait for your perfectly worded intentions, your affirmations, or your carefully crafted plans. It responds to the vibration you are emanating before you even consciously choose a thought. That's why so many people feel frustrated with manifestation. They focus on trying harder to think, to plan, to speak the right words, while the field has already registered something entirely different from their inner subconscious. Imagine it like sending a signal into the universe. If your subconscious is carrying anxiety, doubt, or unresolved fears, your signal is weak, scattered, and misaligned. No matter how loud your conscious declarations are, the quantum field mirrors the vibration that already exists inside you, not the words you are reciting. That's the invisible mechanism that most teachers of manifestation overlook completely. Here's the critical insight to influence the quantum field. Your first step isn't visualization, affirmations, or scripting. Your first step is inner alignment. It's becoming aware of what energy you are broadcasting before your mind even thinks about it. Every fleeting emotion, every unspoken impulse, every preconscious pattern is already shaping the timeline you will step into. This is why moments of mindfulness, meditation, and energetic awareness are not just spiritual practices. They are the practical gateway to shaping reality now. Let's tie this to real-world application. Picture a moment of decision. A career choice, a new relationship, a bold leap forward. Even before your conscious mind weighs pros and cons, your subconscious is already pre-selecting which path feels safe, familiar, or desirable. If that energy is rooted in past fear or scarcity, your future follows the same loops as before. But if you pause, sense your own energetic state, and consciously shift your internal frequency to gratitude, clarity, and abundance. You intercept the field's natural preselection. You effectively rewrite the first impulses that were about to determine your outcome, aligning them with the life you truly want. This is the secret. Manifestation begins before the mind decides. Awareness is your tool to step into that gap, too. Reshape your subconscious impulses and to send a pure, unambiguous signal to the quantum field. Once you master this, your conscious mind becomes the natural extension of the future that has already been aligned with your true energy to fully harness this pre-conscious power. You must first understand how your emotions act as energetic signals. Every feeling you carry: excitement, fear, doubt, hope. Love is not just a fleeting internal state. In the quantum field, emotions are vibrational signatures that instantly communicate with the universe. When you feel joy or gratitude, even for a brief moment before thinking, you are broadcasting a frequency that attracts experiences matching that energy. Conversely, a subconscious flicker of fear or self-doubt, unnoticed by your conscious mind, can preselect realities that mirror limitation and stagnation. This explains why people often fail at manifestation, despite disciplined practices. They affirm, visualize, and recite intentions with great effort, yet the field remains unresponsive. It's not ignoring them, it's responding to the earlier subconscious impulses that are energetically louder and more authentic than their conscious words. The field doesn't recognize what you wish it would see. It responds to what already exists inside you. Here is where the practice of inner witnessing becomes essential. Begin by observing your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations without judgment. Notice the first subtle sparks of reaction when you imagine a desired outcome. Is there hesitation, fear, or discomfort? These microsignals indicate the subconscious resistance that is preselecting undesired timelines. By simply acknowledging them without feeding them with narrative or fear, you create a space to shift. This is where conscious intervention meets subconscious programming, the critical moment to redirect energy before the field finalizes its response. To make this tangible, start with small exercises. Each morning, pause for a few moments and observe your internal state. Recognize feelings, fleeting impulses, and inner judgments. Then consciously choose one energy to amplify: calmness, confidence, gratitude, or clarity. Feel it resonate deeply within your body and mind. This pre-decision alignment ensures that the first energetic wave you send into the field is fully intentional, not hijacked by unnoticed fears or past conditioning. Now that you understand the importance of pre-conscious impulses, it's time to explore the role of habitual energy patterns. Your brain and body operate on a vast library of previous experiences, memories, emotional imprints, learned behaviors that automatically shape the first signal you send to the quantum field. These are the patterns that most people remain blind to. They live their lives reacting, thinking that conscious effort alone will change their reality, unaware that their subconscious has already voted on the outcome. This is why two people can perform the exact same manifestation exercise, yet achieve completely different results. One person's energy is coherent, aligned, and free of hidden resistance. The other's carries fear, doubt, or unresolved emotional baggage. The quantum field doesn't see effort or intention, it sees pure frequency. The vibrations you emit before conscious thought will always dominate the outcome. This is where self-awareness becomes your superpower. By tracking and interrupting old patterns, you prevent the field from pre-selecting undesired realities. One practical approach is to notice your automatic reactions to daily events. How do you respond to minor frustrations, unexpected news, or opportunities? Are you calm, centered, and optimistic, or tense, anxious, and resistant? Each reaction is a mini test of your energetic baseline, a small broadcast into the field that cumulatively shapes your larger reality. Over time, habitual negative reactions compound, creating energetic inertia that consistently pulls you toward less desirable timelines. To shift this, you must consciously cultivate new energetic habits. Start with micro moments. Breathe before responding to stress. Visualize a positive outcome before entering a challenging situation. And reinforce feelings of worth, confidence, and abundance first thing in the morning. These small but consistent adjustments recalibrate your baseline frequency, ensuring that your preconscious impulses are aligned with your highest intentions. Finally, remember that the field is nonlinear and instantaneous. It responds not to delayed efforts, but to the earliest energetic cues. When your energy matches the reality you want to experience even before thought, the field aligns events, people, and opportunities seamlessly. The difference between struggling and manifesting effortlessly lies in energy mastery, not effort. By mastering your habitual energy patterns, you take control of the first impulses that determined your reality, turning what once felt like chance into deliberate creation. Now that you've begun understanding the power of habitual energy patterns, it's time to explore the critical role of emotional alignment. Every thought you have carries an emotional signature: fear, excitement, doubt, or confidence. Doubt. The quantum field responds not to the words of your mind, but to the intensity and clarity of your emotion. The subconscious mind reacts instantly to emotional energy, and because it fires before conscious thought, your feelings pre-select the timeline you're about to experience. Most people misunderstand manifestation because they focus only on conscious thinking, visualization, affirmations, or goal setting. But if those practices aren't backed by a resonant emotional state, they clash with pre-existing subconscious impulses. Imagine trying to push a car uphill while its engine is running. In reverse, effort alone can't overcome misaligned momentum. The field mirrors your dominant emotional frequency, which means fear-based, anxious, or doubtful feelings will always outweigh positive intentions if left unexamined. So how do you harness emotional alignment? Start by noticing your immediate emotional reactions when imagining your desired reality. Are you skeptical, overwhelmed, impatient? Those subtle feelings, even if unspoken, create energetic resistance. Then, actively cultivate emotions that match your desired outcome: joy, confidence, gratitude, and certainty. You don't need to fake it. You need to feel it fully, here and now, even in the smallest moments. This practice sends a preconscious signal to the quantum field that your reality is already aligned. Another key aspect is neutralizing emotional interference. Past traumas, unresolved fears, or lingering resentment act like static on your frequency, distorting the signal before it reaches the field. Techniques like focused breathing, mindfulness, and emotional reframing allow you to clear that static. Once your baseline emotional state is stable, your preconscious impulses naturally become coherent and harmonious, steering your manifestation effortlessly. Remember, the quantum field doesn't negotiate, it reflects. It doesn't wait for you to convince it verbally. It responds instantly to the frequency you emit before thought. Mastering emotional alignment ensures that the first impulses of your subconscious are already broadcasting the reality you desire, making conscious effort a confirmation rather than a struggle. By cultivating this emotional mastery, you step into the invisible control room of reality itself, where every choice, action, and interaction is influenced by the energy you project before your mind even decides. This is where true quantum manifestation begins. By now, you've seen that your subconscious impulses and emotional alignment set the stage for manifestation. But there's another layer that most people completely miss: the power of intention. Combined with clarity of focus, your brain and the quantum field respond not just to emotional energy, but to precisely defined mental signals. When your intention is vague or scattered, your preconscious impulses lack direction. This is why So many well-meaning visualization exercises fail. They scatter energy instead of concentrating it. Think of your intentions like a laser. A laser can cut through steel because all its energy is coherent and focused. Diffuse the same energy, and it merely warms the surface without creating impact. The same principle applies to manifestation. Our subconscious mind and the quantum field react instantaneously to the first energetic pulse. But if that pulse is unclear, I want abundance versus I want $10,000 by next month in a way that feels joyful and aligned. The field reflects an uncertain outcome. Clarity amplifies the signal. Another critical factor is the emotional weight of your intention. Desire alone is not enough. It must be coupled with a felt certainty, a deep knowing that the outcome is inevitable. This is not about wishful thinking. It's about embodying the result in every cell of your body before it physically appears. The first preconscious impulses will then lock onto a frequency that matches this embodied certainty, steering your timeline toward the desired reality. Timing also matters. The moment you notice a fleeting thought or impulse about your goal, your brain fires before conscious deliberation, and the field begins aligning immediately. By catching this micro moment, you can consciously reinforce the correct frequency. This is where meditation, visualization, and intentional energy work become powerful tools. They allow you to intervene in the split-second window before subconscious impulses go off track. Finally, recognize the feedback loop between intention, emotion, and subconscious pre-selection. Every time you feel doubt or fear, you're reinforcing old patterns. Every time you embody clarity and certainty, you're rewiring the field to respond faster and more accurately. Over time, your first impulses consistently align with your highest vision, and conscious effort becomes effortless. Mastering this layer intentional clarity backed by emotional certainty is the true gateway to harnessing quantum manifestation. It's where knowing meets doing, and where energy begins shaping reality before your mind even steps in. Now that you understand how your subconscious impulses and emotional clarity shape preconscious manifestation, it's time to address one of the biggest blind spots most people have: the role of resistance and limiting beliefs. Even when you consciously set clear intentions and feel certainty, old mental patterns can silently sabotage your efforts. This is why so many people try everything to manifest success, but remain stuck in cycles of frustration. Think of your mind like a river. Your intentions are like a small boat you place on the water. If the river is clogged with rocks, debris, and fallen branches representing doubts, fears, and limiting beliefs, your boat will get stuck or diverted. The quantum field responds to your energy, but if your underlying frequency is misaligned, you keep pre-selecting timelines that match that interference. Manifestation doesn't fail because the universe is withholding. It fails because the energy signal is inconsistent or contaminated. The solution is twofold. First, recognize your internal resistance without judgment. Resistance isn't evidence that you're bad or incapable. It's simply energy that has been wired through years of habitual thought and emotional patterns. The moment you notice it, you create a small gap of space where conscious intervention becomes possible. Instead of reacting automatically, you can observe the resistance neutrally, like a scientist examining data. This awareness alone diminishes its power. Second, you must replace resistance with aligned energy. This doesn't mean suppressing negative thoughts or pretending everything is perfect. It means consciously choosing to feed thoughts, emotions, and impulses that resonate with your desired outcome. Gratitude, curiosity, excitement, and calm certainty are powerful frequencies that the quantum field immediately responds to. By consistently feeding these aligned energies into your preconscious impulses, you gradually reprogram the river so that your intentions naturally flow toward Manifestation. Another key point. Your physical body is a partner in this process. Micro-actions, posture, breathing, and energy practices all influence the preconscious impulses your mind broadcasts. The quantum field doesn't distinguish between a thought and the energy it carries. Your body amplifies or diminishes that. Signal. Integrating consistent, aligned physical habits ensures your energy is coherent, making manifestation smoother and faster. In short, awareness of resistance combined with intentional, emotional, and physical alignment transforms scattered impulses into precise, high-frequency signals. This is the stage where most people fail, but mastery here allows your quantum manifestation to happen almost effortlessly, long before your conscious mind has fully processed the decision. By now, you've seen how your subconscious preselects outcomes, how resistance sabotages your energy, and how alignment can transform scattered impulses into precise signals. But there's another element that most people completely overlook: the timing and sequencing of your intentions. The quantum field is not linear, doesn't wait for your conscious plan to catch up. It responds to the first clear, energetic impulse, and every thought, emotion, and action that follows either reinforces or weakens that initial signal. Think of it like firing a cannon. The first shot sets the trajectory, but if the cannon wobbles or you fire additional shots with inconsistent angles, the original trajectory becomes unpredictable. In manifestation, the first shot is the energy you generate before the mind rationalizes, doubts, or hesitates. This is why impatience, overthinking, and second-guessing often undermine the results people desperately seek. The moment you clarify your intention energetically, not just verbally or mentally, you are setting a trajectory that the universe immediately registers. Here's where most people miss the mark. They assume manifestation is about constant visualization or affirmations repeated mechanically. This is a surface-level effort that the field perceives as inconsistent or reactive. True quantum manifestation requires a single, coherent, high-frequency impulse, followed by quiet trust and aligned action. Your mind doesn't need to control every step. It only needs to support the energetic intention you've already broadcast. Another critical point: your emotional fidelity matters more than effort. Excitement, gratitude, and calm certainty carry much stronger vibrational signals than repetitive thinking or forceful trying. The quantum field mirrors these frequencies instantly, even before you have consciously chosen an outcome. In fact, the more you try to control with mental effort, the more your energy fragments, and the signal loses its precision. To master this stage, start by observing the micro moments of impulse in your daily life. Notice the fleeting thoughts that arise before reasoning, the subtle emotional reactions before judgment, the body sensations that signal alignment or resistance. These are your windows of opportunity to anchor high-frequency energy, creating a preconscious directive that the quantum field cannot ignore. Finally, understand that time is fluid in the quantum realm. Your first impulse doesn't just shape immediate outcomes. It bends timelines toward your desired reality. By learning to consistently generate clean, aligned, coherent energy at these critical micro moments, you create a feedback loop that amplifies your manifestation power exponentially. This is the hidden art of effortless, preconscious creation, where results unfold naturally, often before you even realize it. Now that you understand the importance of your first energetic impulse, let's explore how to consciously amplify it. Most people think manifestation is a distant, abstract process, but in reality, begins in the smallest, most precise moments of attention and feeling. Every decision, every flicker of thought, every subtle emotional reaction carries a quantum imprint. The problem is, 99% of the time, these imprints are reactive rather than deliberate. We react to fear, comparison, past trauma, or external circumstances, and the quantum field responds accordingly. Here's the truth: The quantum field does not judge effort, intention, or desire. It mirrors vibrational frequency. That means, if your energy is scattered, inconsistent, or contaminated by doubt, the outcomes you receive will reflect that exact energy. You could spend hours visualizing or affirming, but if your subconscious is vibrating fear or resistance in the micro moments before conscious thought, the field has already pre-selected a matching timeline. This is why people with high effort but low energetic coherence struggle to manifest consistently. To shift this, you must anchor clarity and emotional fidelity in those preconscious micro moments. Start small. Notice the impulse before judgment, the flash of desire before hesitation, the spark of curiosity before overthinking. Pause, breathe. Allow yourself to connect with the energy behind that impulse. Ask yourself, what would it feel like if this intention were already real? Let that feeling expand fully without forcing it, analyzing it, or trying to control the outcome. This is the core of quantum alignment. Feeling before thinking, being before doing. Next, integrate tiny, consistent practices that reinforce this state. Morning meditations, micro-visualizations, conscious breath work, or intentional pauses before reacting are not just spiritual exercises. They are energetic calibrations. Each practice signals to your subconscious, and through it, the quantum field, that you are coherently aligned with your desired reality. Finally, recognize the power of trusting the invisible process. Once the first impulse is broadcast with clarity and emotional fidelity, your job is to align action without interference. Stop trying to micromanage the timeline. Stop doubting the process, and allow the quantum field to respond to the energy you have already delivered. The more you trust this pre-conscious mechanism, the faster and more effortless your manifestations become. In short, mastery lies in observing, aligning, amplifying, and trusting. Your first energy sets the stage. Your conscious mind supports it, and the quantum field delivers in ways that often exceed expectation. By now, you can see that manifestation is not just about goals, plans, or visualizations. It's about energy, timing, and awareness. Most people make the mistake of focusing only on what they want to achieve, without understanding that the quantum field responds to who they are being, not what they are trying to force. The secret lies in mastering the pre-conscious moments, the split-second impulses that occur before your mind even thinks. This is where the real leverage exists. To harness this power, start by observing patterns in your everyday thoughts and reactions. Notice when doubt creeps in, when fear flares, or when judgment clouds your clarity. These micro-moments are not obstacles, they are signals from your own energy field, telling you where your alignment is strong and where it is weak. By becoming aware, you gain the ability to intervene before these patterns dictate your reality. Next, cultivate a state of emotional coherence. Your energy must match your intention before the conscious mind begins planning or acting. Imagine it like tuning a musical instrument. If the strings are off, no amount of strumming will produce harmony. The same principle applies to your inner state. The vibration you emit must match the frequency of the outcome you desire. This is why meditation, breathwork, and conscious emotional regulation are not optional. They are foundational tools for quantum manifestation. Another crucial aspect is consistency and alignment. It's not enough to feel aligned sporadically. The quantum field responds to the dominant frequency, the vibration that persists long enough to collapse possibilities into reality. Every day, every moment, you maintain energetic coherence even during challenges, stress, or uncertainty. You are broadcasting a powerful signal to the quantum field. Finally, understand the role of detachment. Once you've set the initial, energetic intention, stop trying to control outcomes or force timelines. Manifestation works most efficiently when you trust the invisible mechanisms that operate beyond conscious awareness. Detachment does not mean apathy, means confidence, faith, and the willingness to act in alignment while leaving the rest to the field. Remember, manifestation is not a linear process. It is a dynamic interplay between awareness, energy, action, and trust. By mastering the moments before thought, you step into a realm where reality begins to respond instantly, effortlessly, and in alignment with your highest intentions. Now, let's tie everything together. Quantum manifestation is not a concept, it is a lived experience, a science of energy, intention, and awareness. The field does not wait for your plans, your affirmations, or even your conscious choices. It responds instantly to the energy you emit, to the vibration of your inner state. And here's the truth most people miss. The moment of pre-conscious alignment, that split second before your mind decides, is where all the magic begins. This is your ultimate leverage point to embody this. Start by observing yourself with absolute honesty. Watch your thoughts, feelings, and impulses without judgment. Notice the impulses that arise before your mind rationalizes or reacts. This is the raw signal your field is already responding to. Every time you practice this, you train yourself to intercept automatic patterns and redirect your energy toward the outcomes you truly desire. This is how you transform habitual reactivity into conscious creation. Next, embrace the power of consistency and coherence. Your field aligns not to random bursts of hope or occasional effort, but to the dominant energy that permeates your life. Every thought, every feeling, every micro-decision is a broadcast signal. Maintain alignment long enough, and the field begins to mirror it back in tangible reality. This is how small, disciplined shifts in energy create massive life changes. Over time, action still matters, but it must come from a place of energetic alignment, not desperation or force. When your inner state matches your intention, every step you take is amplified. Every decision synchronized with the field, every opportunity attracted rather than chased. This is why some people achieve seemingly impossible outcomes effortlessly. They have learned to master the moments before thought and allow the field to respond. Finally, release attachment. Detach from timing, from control, from resistance. Trust that the quantum field is responding now, even if the results are invisible. Align, act, and then step back with confidence, knowing that your energy has already set the course. Remember, manifestation is not about wishing, planning, or hoping. It is about being, vibrating, and responding with conscious awareness. When you master the moments before thought, you step into a reality where your intentions are no longer fragile. They are inevitable. You now hold the key. Your energy shapes your reality before your mind even catches up. Live with that awareness and watch your life transform in ways you never imagined possible.